You know that feeling. The front door clicks shut behind you. The keys land on the counter with a thud that sounds louder than it should. The car engine is silent. And in that first moment of absolute quiet, the person that everyone relied on all day finally gets to stop performing. It's a specific kind of exhaustion that settles in, one that sleep doesn't touch. It's the weight of the invisible armor you've been wearing, the heaviness of the smile you held in place for hours. This isn't just being tired. It's a deep soul weariness that comes from holding up the world for other people and pretending it isn't heavy at all. We learn this role so early, don't we? Someone has to be the rock in the family, the calm voice in a crisis, the friend who always has sensible advice. So you step into that role. At first, it feels like a purpose. You become dependable. People start to say things like, "You're so strong. I don't know how you manage it all." And it feels like a compliment. It feels like a badge of honor. But slowly, almost without you noticing, the badge becomes a brand, and the brand becomes a cage. It's a silent, unwritten contract. Once you are designated the strong one, you subtly lose the permission to be human. You can't admit that you're scared. You can't confess that for once, you have no idea what to do. The thought of saying, "I can't handle this right now," feels like a fundamental betrayal of who everyone thinks you are. So you carry it. You carry their panic so they don't have to. You carry their grief so they can feel lighter. You carry their problems and yours, all in a silence that grows heavier with each passing day. You become an expert at answering, "How are you?" with a bright and convincing, "I'm good, just busy," while your inner world might be crumbling. And the performance is so convincing that even you start to believe it, until those quiet moments alone when the truth washes over you. Here's the great paradox, the piece of the puzzle that the old way of thinking gets completely wrong. This constant, relentless performance of strength doesn't actually make you stronger. It makes you dangerously brittle. Think of it this way. Modern skyscrapers are marvels of engineering, not because they are perfectly rigid, but because they are designed to sway. They bend with the force of the wind. They move with the tremors of the earth. If they were built to be absolutely unmoving, a powerful enough storm would simply snap them. An ancient oak tree survives centuries of storms for the same reason. Its branches yield, they bend, they let the wind pass through them. Its strength is in its flexibility. But we've been taught that personal strength is the opposite. We've been taught to be like a steel girder, unbending, unyielding, showing no weakness. We clench our jaw. We swallow our tears. We push through the pain. We build this rigid identity, this fortress of competence. But in doing so, we lose our ability to sway with the unpredictable winds of life. And because we don't bend, the pressure just builds and builds inside. It shows up as a tension headache that never quite goes away, or that knot in your shoulder that no massage can fix. It's the sleepless nights where your mind races, solving problems that haven't even happened yet. Then one day, something small happens. You drop a carton of milk, you get stuck in traffic, someone makes a casual, thoughtless comment, and you find yourself completely unraveling. That isn't you being weak. That's the steel girder finally hitting its breaking point, because it was never designed to carry that much unyielding tension. We weren't either. The way everything works, the deep architecture of our reality, is based on connection and flow. It's a massive, intricate network where everything is in a constant state of exchange. Think of it like breathing. You must exhale to be able to inhale. You must give to be able to receive. It is a cycle. When you need something, support, clarity, a moment of peace, your state of being sends a signal out into this vast network. It's a quiet request, an opening. And the nature of this reality is to respond. Help finds you. The right person calls at the perfect time. You overhear a conversation between strangers that contains the exact wisdom you needed. A song comes on the radio, and its lyrics speak directly to your heart. These are not just random coincidences. They are the network responding to a clear signal of need, to an open door. But the signal sent by the strong one is a closed door. Your broadcast to the universe, day in and day out, is, I've got this. I am self-sufficient. I need nothing and no one. And reality, in its infinite intelligence, respects your broadcast. It doesn't force its way through a locked gate. The flow of support, of grace, of simple human kindness that was meant for you gets rerouted to someone else who is broadcasting openness. It's the most profound irony. In your effort to be an impenetrable fortress, you accidentally cut off your own supply lines. You isolate your own heart. This belief that you must handle everything alone is an old, outdated piece of programming. It's a survival tactic from a different time. The new understanding, the transformation we are in, is seeing that true strength isn't about standing alone. It's about having the courage to be an open channel, trusting that you are part of a network that is designed to support you. This performance is, without a doubt, one of the loneliest places a person can possibly be. You can be at your own birthday party, surrounded by people who are there to celebrate you, and yet feel completely invisible. You're busy making sure everyone has a drink, that the music is right, that everyone is talking to each other. You are the perfect host, the creator of joy for others. But no one stops to look you in the eyes and ask, "But how are you really? How is your heart today?" They don't ask because you've expertly trained them not to. You have shown them over and over that you are the caregiver, not the one who needs care. This creates a silent, invisible wall between you and the people you love most. They love the version of you that you present to the world, the capable, resilient, unshakable you. But they don't know the person behind the mask. They don't know the you that is filled with doubt, the you that gets scared, the you that sometimes wants to trade all the responsibility in the world for just one afternoon of being completely looked after. The intimacy you crave, the feeling of being truly seen and accepted, requires vulnerability. It requires the courage to let the cracks show. But that feels like the most dangerous thing in the world. What if you let the mask slip and they are disappointed? What if you admit you're tired and they see you as a failure? What if you stop holding everything up for a second and it all comes crashing down? So you keep the mask on. You keep performing. You become the lighthouse for every ship in the storm. But lighthouses are built on the most isolated rocks, their light shining outwards for everyone else while they remain dark and alone on the inside. It's a quiet, heartbreaking prison, one we built with our own hands, believing we were building a castle. By the way, our shared space of light and awareness is on its way to 100,000 people. Thank you to everyone who subscribes and brings this moment closer. So, if that fortress of strength is a prison, where's the door? And what does the key look like? It begins with changing your entire understanding of what strength actually is. For so long, we've been told strength looks like a rock, solid, immovable, enduring the harshest weather without changing. And a rock is strong until it isn't. Under enough pressure, enough sudden impact, a rock doesn't bend, it shatters. It breaks into a dozen sharp, jagged pieces, and it can never be made whole again in the same way. This is the model of strength that leads to burnout and breakdown. It's a model of resistance, of pushing back against life with all your might. But there is another way, a much older and more intelligent way of being. Look at a willow tree in a storm. It doesn't stand rigid, daring the wind to break it. It bows, it bends. Its branches dance with the gusts, yielding to their force, letting the energy move through it and pass on. The wind roars, and the willow lets it roar. When the storm is over, the willow tree is still standing, perhaps with a few less leaves, but its core is intact. Its roots are deep, and it is still very much alive. This is not weakness. This is profound, dynamic strength. Time. 2.0s, or think of water. If you try to stop water with a barrier, it doesn't fight back with brute force. It simply pauses, gathers itself, and then flows around the obstacle, over it or under it, always finding the path of least resistance until it continues on its journey. Water is the softest thing, yet over time it can carve canyons through solid rock. Its power is not in rigidity, but in its relentless flexibility and adaptability. This is the transformation you are being invited into, to move from being the rock to being the willow tree, to stop resisting life and learn to flow with it. This means that sometimes the strongest thing you can do is cancel your plans and rest. The most courageous act might be to say, "I don't know the answer right now." The greatest show of power could be allowing yourself to cry in front of someone you trust. It's about letting go of the need to be a fortress and discovering the resilient, living strength of being human. Now, here is the mechanism, the way it actually works in the architecture of reality. The statement, "I can't do this alone," is not a confession of failure. You need to hear this. It is a powerful signal. It is an activation key that changes everything. As long as you are broadcasting the signal of, "I've got this, I'm indestructible," the entire network of connections around you respects that signal. People subconsciously feel it and keep their distance, not wanting to intrude on your perceived competence. The universe hears your broadcast of self-sufficiency and gives you more opportunities to be self-sufficient, which often means more struggles to overcome on your own. You are essentially telling reality, "No help needed here," and reality honors your request. The moment you shift your internal state, the moment you genuinely and humbly admit to yourself, "I need help," the broadcast changes. The signal flips. You have just opened a door that was previously bolted shut from the inside, and what happens next can feel like a series of small miracles. Your friend, who you haven't spoken to in weeks, suddenly calls you out of the blue just to check in. While scrolling aimlessly online, you stumble upon an article or a video that speaks directly to the problem you're facing. You are standing in line for coffee and overhear two strangers discussing a solution you hadn't even considered. These are not random accidents. This is the network responding. Your signal of openness was received, and help was dispatched through the most efficient channels available. Your vulnerability is not a liability. It is a broadcast antenna. It is the most powerful tool you have for allowing support, love, and grace to find you. People want to help. The universe is designed to be supportive, but it cannot force its way into a closed system. Admitting you're not okay is how you open the door. It's the bravest and most practical thing you can do. It's not giving up. It's finally allowing yourself to be part of the interconnected whole, where strength is not an individual burden, but a shared resource. Ultimately, this is about freedom. The freedom that comes when you finally unlink your sense of worth from your capacity to endure suffering. Think about it. When did we accept this strange and cruel equation that our value as a person is directly proportional to the amount of weight we can carry without complaining? Who taught us that our goodness is measured by how much we can sacrifice our own well-being for the sake of others? This is an old blueprint, a relic from a time of scarcity and survival. It is not the truth of who you are. Your worth is not in your productivity. It is not in your resilience. It is not in your ability to be the emotional bedrock for everyone in your life. Your value is inherent. It was there the moment you were born, and it will be there the moment you die. It doesn't increase when you succeed, and it doesn't decrease when you fail or feel overwhelmed. The ultimate freedom is realizing you have nothing to prove. You don't have to earn your place here by being unbreakable. Your place is already guaranteed. The moment you truly understand this, the heavy armor of being strong just dissolves. It falls away because you no longer need it. You can finally stop performing. You can be tired. You can be confused. You can be sad. You can just be. And here is the beautiful secret. People will not love you less for it. They will love you more, because by allowing your own humanity to be seen, you give them permission to be human too. You create a space of authenticity where real connection can finally happen. They don't connect to your perfect, unbreakable mask. They connect to your beautiful, imperfect, courageous heart. Your value isn't measured by the weight you can carry, but by your courage to finally put it down and be real. That is true strength. That is the beginning of a life lived not in resistance, but in grace. If this video changed something in you, write in the comments, "I give myself permission to bend." Write it as your promise. Nobody